Let's go to YouTube and see if we can stream there with audio. Scroll up. I just posted it. Let me know if you get in there, if you can hear me, and you can hear me. All right, Debbie. Can you see the screen as well? Cool. And it looks okay. All right. So feel free to be here or there. I'll continue to stream on both, but at least here you have my audio. There might be a little delay. Maybe we will end up switching to this one. The only restriction on this one is I think they cut me off after 5 hours. The only platform that does not cut me off after 5 hours is not feasible. I had it last year, but then they tripled their prices. It was like, no, I'm not about that. So this works well for now. Hello, hello. Here we have some tricks. We can do tricks of the trade. I can even show myself. I'm not going to, but I can. But I'm not gonna. So there. Nana, nana. I can even highlight your statements. There's Sam. Hi, Sam. There's Debbie. Hi, Debbie. I'm so excited. Technology hands us a loss. We say, screw you, technology. We know what to do. Okay. So the put I mentioned is up a whopping 6%. We got the drop, we didn't get the money. So the credit call spread is definitely, like yesterday, the easier way to short. And it is now 20 cents cheaper, maybe 15 cents cheaper. I forgot what the cost was. 90? Was it 90 or 85? I'm going to go with 85. I think it was 90, but I'll log 85. So it's $15 cheaper at worst. Easier money. All right. $60.90. Thank you. So in case you guys missed it in the live room, the old live room, we have a new live room going. Well, because we have issues with the audio in the old live room, I'm still streaming there, but you're hearing my audio on YouTube if you want to hear audio. The link is above. So if you're desperate to hear my voice, yeah, but you're hearing it on YouTube, not in here. So there might be a little disconnect with delay. Let me make sure that my settings on this are as fast as possible. I guess I cannot change them once I launch it. Okay, the settings are what they are. I don't know why anybody would say, on YouTube, there's a setting where you say you want ultra low lag. Like, why would anyone not want ultra low lag? Qualcomm paid very well, very well. What else do you want? My firstborn, you can have him. He's kind of a dork right now. I will switch to this platform permanently if it wasn't for the restriction of this platform as well. So maybe we'll switch to it. I've been on mute. I had a couple of sneezes going. Okay, so what we're looking at is them testing the purple box. They failed at breaking out the first time, so now it's critical that the Bears not let them take out the orange line, which was the high poke of the day. Them dying at that level is normal, but now we have too many soldiers. So we have the mega caps, upper right hand corner, been strong all day, buying dips higher highs. So the assumption there is that they will make a higher high. The potential comes from what's not rallying, which is this batch of ETFs. To be honest, I've lost track. I mean, you look left to see, okay, which dragon you're fighting here. You look right. You didn't hear me sneeze, Faye, did you? That means I have a mic open somewhere. Or are you just reacting to me saying I sneezed? You heard me sneeze? So the mic is working in the old room. So that's pretty funny. So you heard me cuss then too. Oh, I love it. All right. So if the audio is working in the old room, we can go back to the old room, but I guess I can leave them open. Now I have two things to mute. I'll leave it up to you. I'll keep both rooms open. I wonder if I can get YouTube points for this. But that might put commercials for you. That'd be annoying. Yeah, so there is a delay. Where did you hear it first? In YouTube or in the old room? Yeah, see, I told you there's a bigger delay on everywhere else. That's why we stick with the old free conference call. There's the least amount of delay. Old tech versus new tech. The queues are holding because we have these. That's the concept I keep pushing, folks. The mega caps, which are 6 or 7 stocks, in the queues, they're most of the queues. Here's a visual again. They have a bigger impact. So if we have a good strong day from 2 or 3 mega stocks like we have now and yesterday, whoops, you will see an impact on the Nasdaq that is way bigger than the other ones. You can visually see the difference. One green stocks makes the Qs stronger today. 0.29, 0.3, 0.22. Yesterday, the differential was bigger. The bottom line is we're still battling the highs of the day. The bears are fighting for their lives and they don't even know it. Yeah, I even if you put it on the max, Sam, you don't think I thought of that? Um, you choose ultra low frequency setting, and there's still like a 3 to 5 second delay, if not 7 second delay. Um, with this day and age, they should be able to take care of all of the delay. All right, thanks, Dave. So there's a drum roll going according to Dave. They gave me the first arrow, the scalp, but it didn't yield a lot of money inputs. If they give me the second arrow, then the money inputs will pay. And that's like, pulling teeth, as they say. You fight, 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 fight for pennies. And then the upside comes so easy. So you're not looking at candles. You're looking at levels. If you look at candles, you're going to react with emotions, and you're already an emotional guy. So I would suggest you look at levels, not candles. I'll try to give you the difference. Okay, the candle you mentioned is not any bigger than anything around it. So instead of looking at, like, if you reacted to that red candle, you would have got caught buying puts and losing all your money. Instead, you would say, whoa, okay, look left. This is the zone from which we broke out. So we're just testing the floor so we can go higher. And that's indeed what they did twice. Prior resistance, testing it for support, confirmed, gone higher high. The next time you see a red candle like this, you go, I gotta buy puts. No, you don't. Unless you know you can make money from here to here, because you're falling into a support zone. You gotta buy calls. So you can come back and do that. Thank you, Raghu. Okay, CCJ quietly moving. Okay. We have lower highs knocking on the floor. The floor just happens to be that blue squiggly. You can define it by saying 605.30. So I'm going to take the blue squiggly out and replace it with something a little prettier. All right, so technically, a tick below this red line. Let me delete that. A tick below this red line would qualify as a breakdown. But the reality, these two red lines are a solid support zone. XLF, we are both short puts. No, I'm not adding. That's a strong bunch. It is what it is. I have what I have. I'm short by owning puts, is what you mean. I'm not adding because I'm also short Berkshire, and Berkshire reports soon, and I'm also short JP Morgan. That's enough, XLF. So far, I haven't lost money with shorting individual banking stocks, Berkshire and JP, and I'm losing some money on the XLF. I'm not happy about that, but I'll deal with it. Thank you, Raghu. I haven't done anything with mine, Olivia. Can you do me a favor and find out when is ex-dividend day on JP Morgan? Because we cannot be short a call that's at or in the money on ex-dividend day. Olivia, let me know you heard me. issues with audio here today. Wow. I don't even where to look. Like, I don't see anything obvious in here. I don't think, I mean, these are not 15-second candles, but another push higher. Meta calls. Okay, you're going to be at the mercy of the reaction of Amazon. Just so you know, there's somewhat of a coin flip there. Ghouls be goosing. So now we have support and resistance at the same time. So from the options perspective, I don't have any clues. The only clue I have is the weakness, the relative weakness of the small caps. And I love it that TPR is off the highs. I bought puts at the open. Remember when I sent out the trade on TPR? It was like $220 buying a put, and I said, "This is a starter position." So if I can decide to stop out at 35%, or I can decide to add to it and then stop out. So I added to mine by buying a fresh put. I added to my bearish position not by adding to the same put because the put is not long enough. It's February, 16 days. I don't like that, 14 days. So I bought, I think, April in the money put or at the money. So as far as TPR is concerned, I am more convinced than ever that it's overpriced. The report was mediocre. The reaction was 15% upside. That is as dumb as can be. Um, People are taking bets on Meta. I would temper that. I mean, Meta, you might see something in Meta, but it's going to be disrupted. What? Red ticks. Red ticks. Okay, so I'm speaking to the people in YouTube because the people in the old room are mute. How many people do I have here? Can I tell? 16. Out of 234, only 16 people came in here. Oh my God. Old habits. Okay, audio. All right, so now we're testing that one level that they bounced off of, and they kind of broke through it. So the put we bought is still up 6%. Okay, make that 8%. The credit call spread is an easier win, so you manage your wins there. I would scalp that credit call spread. Remember how we closed yesterday. All right, I guess they can hear me over there. All right, so I am streaming in YouTube. I don't know when the audio will cut off where you are. So give it a shot. Let's see. Maybe we can migrate to YouTube every once in a while and open it up to the public so we can invite new people, do that kind of marketing. The put I mentioned earlier is working. The one that's labeled tough. That put is up 14%. The credit call spread is also up a little bit different way. You hear echo because you have two windows, so you got to mute one of them. So if you're in the YouTube, you can mute the old room because they have different speeds of delivery. One is a little bit more delayed than the other. Okay, no problem. This way, because I have a whole bunch of people that were struggling with the old way. They're having an issue because I got 2 or 3 people reporting that they couldn't log in and that they're having technical difficulties. We'll work with them. So now we have 20 people in YouTube as well. So I don't mind streaming both places. As long as you guys can hear me on both ends, I'm okay with that. The IWM short, we discussed it probably 2 hours ago with Ryan. It's working perfectly. Lower lows and lower highs, albeit very tiny. I said it was vulnerable and it's working on that arrow. The S&P less vulnerable because of all the things that can contribute to it. Now, big picture, you guys know my feelings. Like as an investor, if somebody says, you just inherited $1 million, let's go invest it in the stock market, I would say, not so fast because I just don't see any bargains. Now, you will find good deals. Today we discussed a few of them. It seems like Symbotic is becoming a good deal. Yeah, okay. Symbotic and a couple other tickers we've discussed here today. Ford might be a good starting position as an investment for the long term. Not that I like the company by any means, but you get the drift. So from that perspective, I don't see anything I can't live without. Now, trading wise, there's plenty to trade. CCJ, idea from Ragu right now, update. Somebody's asking, wow, what the do you see? Look at that. You spend 2 hours trying to make progress to the downside, and in 3 ticks, 45 seconds, you erase all of it in 45 seconds. I don't know what rallied. Nothing is clear. Palantir to zero before 120. No, of course not. What kind of a silly question is that? Palantir to 50 before 500. That's the $10,000 bet I made. Okay, one of the XLs just, or it's a system-wide bounce. Looks like somebody said something somewhere that they loved and they can't live without. Hence why the premiums are not coming to fruition. Like we nailed almost both arrows and we only got 15%, and now we're down 13%, 12%. So I would re-engage with that same put. If I don't have it, I would buy the same put. Expiration today with a tight stop, 606 put. It cost $112 now. If I wanted to park some money for 2 months, I'd buy bonds. I get 4%, 4.5% yield. No. Why would I park money in stocks? No, never a good idea to just park money in stocks. What's it going to do? Except risk losing. Cash is king. That's my motto. Until you have a reality that you can bet on, until you have a thesis you can bet on, cash is king. I don't need to do anything with my money. When in doubt, do nothing. What are you missing out in 2 months? Where's the risk of opportunity? Holy moly, what a violent day. I'm telling you, folks, listen, I've been trading a long, long time. When the market starts swinging like this violently, out of nowhere in both directions, it's getting ready to make a big move. Up or down is unknown. Okay. But we are already at all time highs. What are the odds that it's up? You see what I mean? Like we're already never been higher with the best scenario ever. Like, is there any expectations better than what we have? We have magical presidency, we have magical Fed, we have magical P&Ls, we have magical AI, we have magical banks. Everything is magical. We have no VIX. What are the odds that this is the base for a huge spike? No, I would not park my money in the TLT. No, I would lend the government money for them to return it to me and pay me an interest on it. The zero risk trade is to lend the government of the US money. That's the considered zero risk. The TLT is not lending the government money. Yes, if you can take a risk-free, what is considered risk-free? I mean, it's not, nothing is risk-free, but it is considered the zero risk trade because the US government has not, in the modern history, has never defaulted on its debt. I know Tom told me one time that they have indeed in the past in some weird way, but in recent history, modern history, they have not. When the US defaults on its debt, that's where you pack it up. You say, I'm glad I bought ammo. The zombies are coming. Let's go. Daniel. Oh, I like it better in here. I get to see names. I don't get cryptic usernames inside of YouTube. We're back to 16. Not a lot of people like it. You guys don't like the YouTube side? If you had your choice, would you hang out on YouTube or in a free conference call? What do I mean? Okay, I guess you proved me wrong. Who is this? Is that Bill? Who is this? Yeah. Your short is green, but way small returns. Well, if you bought it back at 112, you're up probably close to 10%. Oh, one DTE. Yeah, that's not on me. You don't follow instructions very well. Yeah, I'm not doing both. I'm only doing both today because technical difficulties. But I know what you mean. You're okay with either. I'm gonna go shut off the AC a little bit here. It's just too strong, making me sneeze. Google making a sighting. What does that mean? Peeking its head. Oh, mega caps are losing their schmutz. I believe we're going to 604.60. Let's do this. We just need a dip on these guys. I don't think these guys are going to step up to the plate. They've done a lot of work. We shall see. So we're still trading this purple box, folks. In case you missed it, I'm not going to explain it. Just trust me. You short the upper ends of this box and you go along the lower ends until it's lost in either directions. Okay? I'm going to move this blue line over to here for now, and then I'm going to move it lower if we are allowed. In fact, I'm going to move it to here for now. 530s on the Qs. Let's check on the Qs. That's close enough. I don't think so, though. With the mega caps falling, they better bounce like right now. Otherwise, that second arrow is coming to fruition. We're up 10%, even if you paid the original price on that put, $1.34. Sorry, $1.21. It's currently $1.36, so it's 12%. If you rebought it, it was a lot lower. You should be up 20%. IBM lost 3% today. In your opinion, that did it or did it not? It's not an opinion. Did it fall? I didn't even look. Let's see what you mean. Yes, that's great news. You took several. Um, the small caps, whoever's short IWM, stay short the IWM. I'll tell you how much. $1.7. 1.7. I don't know where it's at now. 1.7. I'm looking. Okay, so you can look at the RTY, Ryan. RTY. Okay. There's a wolf wave that said it needs to hit a descending target that is now pointing to like 2285. And it's like a descending target. So I'm going to say it differently. As long as they don't take out 2330, give or take $2 on the RTY, they're going to drift lower a lot in a series of lower lows, lower highs. But that first part is super important. As long as they don't take out 2330 on the RTY. Tom, these days are made for people who know their stuff. High five, my friend. I mentioned you today like 2 or 3 times. Tom, in case you don't know, I'm streaming on YouTube. If you don't have audio in here, I don't know if can you hear me in the old room? Okay, the puts are up 18% again. The credit call spread is working. Stay in it if you have time on the clock. If you're running out of time, scalp it. We're not guaranteed reds to last. Scalp, scalp, scalp. Rebuy a put if we bounce. These fools have no fear. People with no fear will be taught a lesson the hard way. I bring it back to racing. I do too. Maybe we'll switch to YouTube. Maybe I'll monetize it and open it up with ads. Do you mind if I test the ads? I don't think I can switch ads on. This way we'll invest the money into marketing. Long now? No. When you come into racing, they put you in a car. They put you in a car and they say, go. You flat out until you crash once and you go, holy crap. Yeah, that thing is scary. Yeah, no, I won't be doing that again. You learn consequences. Taking in some decaf. Nothing like weak hotel decaf. No credit put spreads. No credit put spreads. I turned on monetization on YouTube. Let me know how things change for you there. You might need to hit play again. I'm just testing it out. I don't know why the headline says what it is. Yes, I did multiple times. I would not be in a credit put spread just in case they open a trap door. I promise you, you will not be able to close it fast enough. I promise you. Stop messing around for $5. Close the dang thing. Did anything change on YouTube for the people on YouTube? Are there ads popping up anywhere? Let me know. I'm testing it out. The reason I don't like credit put spreads because you're putting yourself at risk for a small amount of money. This is when you're saying we can't stop rallying, that's a momentum breakout. You can't chase a momentum breakout. Well, you can and you shouldn't with a credit put spread. If you're a momentum trader, you buy high and sell higher. You don't try to hope it doesn't fall within the rally. So you're putting yourself at risk. You might as well put yourself at risk with pretty sizable upside. Okay, thank you for the feedback there. Appreciate it. Baron Scott Bassent could send interest rate higher. I don't know what that means. One person can move interest rates. Oh, I'd like to be that person. That sounds like something belongs on CNBC. Stay tuned because when we come back from commercials, we're going to be talking to Ron Barron or whatever his name is, Scott Bassett from Barron's, and what he says might move the interest rate market. Right, there's a delay here as well. There's a delay on both. You have to mute one or the other. Yes, you are correct. No, the only reason I'm turning on YouTube is because earlier, a couple of hours earlier, audio was coming and going in the old room. So I said, all right, we can fix that. Those are big candles. So we might have somebody stepping up to the plate. Let's see if we can identify which area. Looks like it's the XL posse. Banks, V. One of them is pushing higher. Yep, healthcare. XLV looks like it. Don't trust them. They're below the blue line. Don't trust those spikes as a momentum trader. Look left. We're selling rallies inside of an ascending channel, which means this is a dip that they're trying to buy and make a higher high. Let's see if they can take out the blue line, and after that, the red line that just disappeared. So I will put a red line where a blue line wherever. Actually, let's see if they can take out the blue line or the purple box. The purple box, don't worry about how we set it, is pretty important today. I said you short the market at the upper ends, and that's what we're trading right now. We have a put that is won 20% twice, and it's now up 5% again. If I don't have that put, I would buy it to finish the yellow arrow again, because if we finish it again, we might come to the red line on the bottom, and that means we may revisit the bottom end of the purple box today. And that would be a huge accomplishment. Mind you, you look at the scoreboard and it'll be a flat score. It's not like we crushed it. We just not up. And that would be a nice change. We don't have that. What we have is them attempting to run it up all the time. All right, people in the YouTube, let's interact. Yeah, there's about a 4-second delay on YouTube, even on the comments. Do me a favor, go to YouTube just so we can stress the system. Go there. Just do me a favor. Make sure you mute one of those sources, otherwise you're going to hear me twice. They're not well synced. I'm sharing the screen there as well. And you do not need a YouTube account or anything. It's just regular YouTube. Okay. Now the mega caps are coming back a little bit. Wow, this bull does not give up. Mind you, if I look at the SPY transactions, they're bearish. Like if you look at level 2 pricing, they're not bullish. Nevertheless, the price action is unrelenting. They don't want to give up. They don't want to give up. All right, I need to check on my account 1 minute. I don't remember what I have and what I don't have working. I've neglected my own account. Okay, so 3M. The put is losing money. The credit call spread is making money. I'll leave it alone. KRE, I'll leave it alone. IWM, the credit call spread is making money. The put is losing money. I'll leave it alone. IBM, the credit call spread is winning. I don't have puts. I should have bought puts, but I know I have enough puts. AMD, what do I have in AMD? Oh yeah, sold call, bought put. Both flat, so I'll leave it alone. Adobe, close it. NASDAQ, winning, I'll leave it. Oracle, 1. QQQ, winning. Roblox, what? It's 50% of its maximum gains already in 1 day? All right, nice work. Close it. There's like 70 days on the clock. That's not a lot of money, but it's nice to see it work. Symbolic. If you liked my trade, now you can get a lot more money for it or go lower. TPR. I just bought puts today, I thought. No? What did I do? I could have sworn. No, see, I did not click on that. I clicked on TPR. I did. I bought puts today that are up 10% already, making me $38 per contract back on the money I lost of the other one. So I'm in it. The puts I bought were for April, 82.50. That's me buying my second piece of my total allotment for TPR. United Airlines, the sold call is not winning as much now because United Airlines is up today, but it's still winning. Walmart. I sold a call. The call is underwater. I don't care. The delta is 30. I will add to it. I will sell another one. XLF, we know the story. XSP. Okay, I don't need to do anything. Hit that like button. Smash it. Smash it. Boom, 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 boom. If you're here, might as well. Maybe it helps. But we're not. It's not a public video, so that's a good idea. Let me go make it public. Then only people that are members of the YouTube channel will see it. Unlisted. Let's make it public. But the title needs to change. I don't know why it puts the, now it defaults everything to that get ready for 2025 title. And I cannot change it. Live. Oh, I can't. Live. And I will make it public. If somebody is a subscriber to Simple Stocks YouTube channel and they have the little bell on, they will end up joining us here. Let's see, we have 22 people. Let's see how many millions we get. Yeah, the RTY, I told you. Stay short. It's tracing a descending channel that has devastating consequences as long as they're below 2330, give or take $2. If they take the overnight high, which is 2336.2, of course, it's bets are off. But I think there's a nastier level at 2228. Give it $2. So 2230, a round number. You would need a sharp spike in something to reverse that. Wow, look at the mega caps. Are you gosh dang kidding me? And look at the XLF. So rotation just kicked in for some reason. Look at the panic buy in the mega caps, upper right hand corner of my screen, and look at the panic sell in the XL posse at the bottom middle corner of my screen. Now let's see who that is. Let it be the XLF. Well, that could be XLV. Did they vote him in? XLI. XLK. No, definitely not XLC either. Okay, so XLB and P. No, XLP. We may have voted him in. XLE has been devastated all day. So that is Exxon, XOM, and Chevron, CVX. That's 50% of the XLE, those two stocks. XLY, that's Amazon and Tesla, I think. That's not it. Whatever drove this is not XLY. Anyway, look how bullish the market is. Even when hundreds of tickers fall, we get a sharp spike in 6, and the SPY nothing. The IWM gets devastated because it is a market rather than 6 stocks. That's what ticks me off. These ETFs now parading as ETFs, they are not. They invented ETFs in order to give somebody the ability to go long or short a sector, so not to put risk in single stock. They have morphed them into single stock risk, hidden as a diversified risk. If you go long the XLE thinking you're going long an energy ETF, you are mistaken. You're going long or short 2 stocks. I can say the same for the XLC and the XLK and the XLY. Retail is falling here, and that is a true ETF. We looked at it. It's a bunch of small companies, each a little piece. the put we mentioned is still green. So that spike in the SPY is not scaring the options sellers. Don't believe it. Rebuy the same put if you exited from it. It's $120, $123. It expires today at 6:06. The credit call spread, I don't know how much it is, but it was $90 earlier. Okay. Now, folks, we have an inverse cup and handle, aka ladybug. Yeah, TPR Tapestry. I bought puts, naked puts, at the money for April. I call bullschmutz. See, now I'm on YouTube. I gotta watch what I say. I call bullschmutz on it because 15% rally on a mediocre report into an all-time high that has been there for 12 years, 13 years. 2012, it made an all-time high and then crashed. It just broke it on a report that is mediocre at best. They grew single digits. They reported earnings. The stock soared 15%, and because of that, I looked at, okay, they must have done something unbelievable. The sales grew single digits. I want to say 5%, give or take 1 or 2 points. And the earnings, which is the profitability, dropped 15%. So they didn't grow something wowy, and their profitability got worse. And the stock makes an all-time high in an unbelievable 15% rally. So I bought puts. That's my second batch. The first batch lost. These puts are already making me $40 per contract. I need that to quadruple for me to break even on the other puts. So it doesn't take much. If I'm right and it collapses, they will more than make up the difference. If I really knew the company, I don't. I would triple and quadruple my entry point. But I don't know the company. Who cares about their expectations? They actually shrunk to last year. Who cares about the expectations? The expectations may have been set incorrectly. Just ask Warren Buffett. He never would look at expectations. He looks at facts. Expectations are made up targets out of a human being's mind. How about you just use facts? Profitability, earnings, profitability, earnings. This year, this quarter, versus last year, this quarter, are down 15%. That is not good news. It's not bad news, but it's definitely not good news. Therefore, the 15 upside percent reaction to break an all-time high is an idiotic reaction. Unless they said we're buying back stock worth $60 billion and we're going to pay dividends worth $1 trillion, you cannot justify a 15% rally on said news. So I'm picking a fight with it. I don't know it, so I'm being humble by only deploying a small bite. And I'm putting some time on the clock. I'm confident that I can make up my money by selling a naked call to the end of the year. I'm not a forecast guy. I don't consider forecasts as part of my, like, I would never say, oh, I better go long or better go short because they missed or beat earnings or expectations. These words have never left my lips, ever. Coach, Tapestry. AMD to the moon. Wow, no one said ever lately. What are we talking about? It's minus 1%. What do you mean? You must be watching it on a 15-second chart. Zoom out. You're swimming in a pool of poop in AMD. In case you forget, this is your to the moons. Now it looks like it's to the moon. Wait a minute. He's focused short term. Look at that. We were able to get 5 more people. Thank you for having your alarm bell set for following Simple Stocks YouTube channel. You're being rewarded. In case you never are in this room, this is what we do all day, every day. All you got to do is go to simplestocks.com and sign up now. That's me making a commercial. That is yours truly. Let's go. So now we have 2 bounces on 605, the bottom of a second yellow arrow. If you lose the yellow arrow, you will probably lose the red line and get towards 604.50. Let me draw. If you don't take out this line, you're at risk of losing this yellow arrow. That means you're going to test this zone. We are trading this purple box. Okay. In case you missed it, this was scientifically set earlier today. At the upper ends of the box, we buy puts or sell a call spread. At the lower ends of the box, I think it's worth a long. Although you should be careful, we've been rising so long on such a few, on a narrow rally to a large degree, but that would be mislabeling. It's not a narrow rally. They're passing the baton, between groups of stocks. The mega caps have been champions. And then when they rest, we have the second group, which are here. Those are the mega caps, upper right-hand corner of my screen. Middle right-hand corner of my screen, those are the hundreds of tickers. And now suddenly, this is a pretty bearish chart for hundreds of tickers. So how long can the mega caps hold us up? Okay. Also, I was talking earlier with Alenis, and every Monday, it seems like the last 2 Mondays, we gap down big time. Nobody's going to worry about it happening a third Monday, which means going into Friday, I would think there would be sellers. If people are seasonally habitual, that's 2 Mondays in a row we open with a hole, or after the weekend we open down. No one's worried it happens a third time. No moon in sight. No. Unless you're a human and standing up, you're falling into the moon. Where's my drone? I need water. James, water now. You guys can't hear me on YouTube? You're thinking, Stockman, you're thinking, Daniel, I answered you verbally. You couldn't hear me? YouTube people, all of you 35. Okay. Thank you. All right, so now we have a little hiccup from these guys as well. I answered your question. You were talking about TPR. You asked which ticker, and I said TPR. Awesome, thank you. No, no. Well, it depends. How fast are you? How fast are you? No. It's barely down. Yesterday had an incredible day. I don't have support that is short term. The closer to that orange line you have below, maybe at least at the green line. I don't know what's above the green line. I mean, you could try a call, but let me show you something. Let me show you something. So this is the morning note. I did not change the chart from the morning note. I said vulnerable with this blue arrow. Okay. The blue arrow came to fruition. So I don't mind your instinct to buy a call here. What I have a problem with is the width of this candle right here, if you're looking at my screen. That's the base, but look how wide it is. So anything below that, anything around this green, so yes, you can. I think it's easier to do a credit put spread than to buy a call. I saved you this week by my reasoning about the tariff talks. If we sell on bad news, we can rally on good news. Very good insight. High five. Hopefully, I convince you to just turn off all the news and just trade what's in front of you. Tesla support at 360. They avoided a disaster today. So let me rephrase. What is your time frame? If for today, yes, 363 is where they bounced. It is in the middle of the range of what it can do today. 381 and 356 are doable. You take your pick. I'll rephrase it a little bit long term. If Tesla does not go above 390, it's at risk of going to 350 or lower. That's a little bit longer term. For today, it's got a descending channel. It's below yesterday's support. It's going to take a lot to break out of 375, 376. So I would bet down is easier than up without a headline on Tesla. Let me know that you understand what I just said. I'll recap. 376 or higher, very difficult resistance. 363, very delicate support. You lose that, you go to 355 or 350. And here comes my square. Sweet. One of the mega caps just pooped itself. Somebody just pooped the bed. Headline, tariffs. Am I guessing right or what? Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good trade. I'd say so. Too bad we don't have more people watching from YouTube. Well, yeah, big money if you lay down big money. I'll tell you what kind of money. I'll tell you exactly what kind of money. 46%. $50 per contract. Right here, right now. 50%. The put, actually more, but I'll go with 50. The put I mentioned, I want to say, I don't know, 30 minutes ago now. It played twice. And if you haven't played it, you just held it, you made 51% right here, right now. Alternatively, yes, Mark J, welcome back. Alternatively, the credit call spread that I mentioned late was 60-90. for $90 is now $80, is now 10 cents. So you can pay $10 to lock in $80 of profit. 20% win in no time. But in absolute terms, you made $80 out of thin air. Why? Because you sold somebody a losing lottery ticket. You belong in jail, but here we'll applaud you for it. Nice work, criminal. We are thieves. There is a delay. It's about 4 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds. Next time, I will make sure that the setting is for no delay. Not no, I can't make no delay. Nobody can. I'll make for little delay. I don't think they'll let me change it right now. Uh, it's not one of the things I can change on the fly. I would have to stop and all of that. Whee! I love it, Tom. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. You see, that's why I don't want any credit put spreads. ARM a week out. I don't know if I would want to trade it for a week. I'd want to trade it in with complete convictions. Calls here. Not for me. Not for me, man. We are, I cannot tell you how vulnerable we are. So if you buy calls, Mark, the problem is if you look left, the rally has been so one sided. What are you buying calls against? There's not much to the left. I guess you're falling into whatever this yellow line was. Okay, I need to slow down my chart in order to see left enough. My gosh. We are up 100% on those puts. 100%. Those puts doubled in value. And if you look left, we are approaching a level that should be pivotal. Those dotted yellow lines. That's what I was zooming out to catch. That was a pretty big line in the last I'd say 48 hours. So respect to you picking up on that level. The only problem is I can argue for 601.75 as better. Anything below 602 would be better. 602 was a huge pivot, and there's an open gap on the 5-minute basis down there. An open fair value gap to 602. Okay, so if I were to want to risk money on calls, I would probably sell a put spread when we hit 602 or so. All right, so right now we are in a free fall. I'm going to go into 30-second speed now that we know where we're at. And that's the yellow line I just moved. And the orange line is what, Nick? The white line is you've seen it, a support today. Okay, that was my comment. Support today. You want to buy a call here and rally it to 603.50 and you can make money off of it, go for it. I don't think many people are that fast. Holy smokes is all I have to say. Fill the gap. I love it. Did you learn that from me or have you seen it somewhere else? I haven't used this in months and months and months. Do you know Phil? Who's Phil? Fill the gap. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay. So, wow. One of the XLs just got demolished. Ryan, high five. High five. So people are sharing Ryan's idea for puts on the IWM earlier. I looked at the chart. I think he said we were both in agreement. I gave you directions on those. If you guys sold call spreads or bought puts on the IWM with longer time frames, you can stay in those, but you can sell puts against them shorter time frame. Let's say you own a put for tomorrow or the day after, you can sell puts for today and not add risk. The only thing you would be adding is risk of having to close it. All right. Let me go check on questions. We may have some people on YouTube that are not normally here. If you are new, never been here before, let me know, YouTube people. You miss me? Why? Did you leave? Grab a beer? You were gone. You're not new. He's tricking you. He's been here for a while. You fell for it. By the way, I don't think you can do private chatting here. I can private chat with you guys, but I don't think you can initiate. Somebody tried to private chat with me. Let me see if I can private chat with you. Nope, I can't. I would have to bring you in here. I can bring 10, 15 people in here one of these days. Oh, no doubt, Ryan, no doubt. Those puts are definitely hundreds of percents. Even the puts I bought last minute, probably 25, 30 minutes ago, are up 200, two times. So doubled in price. All right, here on the way back, as we approach the purple box, we will find resistance. So if I'm long a call, I would start exiting here. Between here and 603.80, I should be out because 604, 604.10 will cover all fair value gaps, 604.20 tops. By miracle, you can come back to the blue box. And this is the kind of market that can do it at. Yeah. You want to see something crazy? Okay. So this orange line on top, look at my screen. I'm going to put a circle right there. This breakdown from the circle, this one right there, that's the 1218 crash. That's pretty accurate. Then you should be out at the risk of leaving money on the table. If you're looking to scalp, you should be out. If you did a swing trade and used tomorrow's calls, fine. The IWM fell into very strong support right here. If I have IWM puts, I would have exited at 2305, 2304 RTY. If you want to leave runners, you can't, but if you look left, that's a pretty solid breakout zone. The VIX spiked. I love that. This is what I mean. The VIX is a great trade right now. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you want to give me a gift for Christmas, you can bring TPR down to 73.5 by tomorrow, please. Thank you. NVIDIA has been on a tear. 128 played a role again. What else am I watching? XLV fell apart. I bet you Kennedy is going to get through. Hey, Andrew, thank you. I have not opened the study you sent me. It's been that kind of day. I'll do it this afternoon. If it does what it says it does, I love it. Not for today, no. I told you I don't trust it. Had you done a credit put spread when somebody asked me earlier, they would have been demolished. There is no way you could have closed that in time. You see how fast they drop? And the problem with the credit on the SPX, the explosion in put premiums on the way down is exponential. Earlier, I was discussing things offline, and somebody looked at their phone and they said, the put premiums are acting in a way that suggests that the market makers respect the downside opportunity. So I'll reword it. If you're an insurance company and you have a driver show up to your desk and say, I'd like to buy insurance, you look them up and down and you see that they're young males. Statistically, they are more likely to do some shenanigans. Therefore, you would charge them more. Yes, they profile you. It's a fact. You go to buy insurance. If you're an older person, you're going to get better pricing. And they even differentiate between male and female. So that's the same thing, because the reason why they charge the young male who just got their driver's license more for insurance is because statistically speaking, they get in trouble more often. When they charge you more for the put, that is at the same distance as the call from current price, that means they don't really think we're going up, but they think more that we might come down. So they're worried about their money on the way down. Yeah. So Mihir, you're bringing up something that I brought up. Is no one noticing the fact that after every weekend we're opening gap down? The last 2 weekends. What if it's a habit? I've said it differently. I said we're doing great. The rallies have been phenomenal, neck breaking, but we seem to dig ourselves a hole, and we do great to get out of it. And remember the name, Luraco. I promise you, look him up. Google Luraco #7 supermodel or whatever, motorcycle racer, dirt racer. Like he was fighting Jeremy McGrath back in the day. Jeremy McGrath won every championship there is. I don't think Luraco won one, but anyway, he was always coming back from a bad start. Same with this market. They're doing great in the last couple of weeks, but they're starting out from a deep hole every time they do great. So they do great only to break even, only to inch up. You can build one yourself, Ardix. I'm pretty sure there's out there providers of information that they might call it SKU. You can probably build one in Benzinga Pro. Yeah, you want a SKU, but you can do it manually. This is about the time where I give commercials for free. So I bought a high-end desktop. I use Windows. If you don't use Windows, you can plug your ears. I bought a high-end desktop, which is strong. It delivers what it promised, which is a quiet PC that does the job. I'm not blown away by it. I bought two $190 PCs from China. One is fanless PC the size of my phone. If you just need a little desktop to do some work on vacation, and it's fantastic. If you don't want to carry a laptop, but you still have to carry a screen unless you use the TV and wherever you go, and you just carry a portable keyboard. So basically, it gives you super portability. But then there's another one that I bought. Literally, is 3 inches by 3 inches by an inch and a half tall. It's a cube, not quite a cube because it's only an inch and a half tall. 3 inch by 3 inch cubish thing. That thing has been on 24/7 for like a week straight. Not a whisper, not a peep. $189. Three screens. The only bummer about it, it does not have what do you call those? Thunderbolts. So you cannot connect to a Thunderbolt screen. So you have two HDMI's and one display port. If I can find that version with two Thunderbolt, I would buy it today. Yes, look at you. Like today, I have 8 screens in front of me because I have my double screen laptop with two double screens, and then I have two screens hooked up with that little Morfine. It's a no name. The name is weird. Morfine, Morefine, one word. But that thing is a cranker. Works. Windows 11. I think it's a Windows 11 Pro. I'm sure it's legit. But if you have a laptop with a Thunderbolt, that's what you need. Don't buy a laptop without one or two Thunderbolts. Two is better. I have two, and I wish I had three. I bought a splitter of Thunderbolts. Don't believe it. Don't work. Not reliable. It splits data and power, but it doesn't split video well. You can immediately tell when you get the package, you open it up, it's like, that's not going to work. You plug it in, yep, it doesn't work. All right, especially new people, what are your questions? We can talk about whatever tickers you want. Today, I said, all right, maybe I'll look at Honeywell. I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I don't mind it. Let's go see if we can sell a put in Honeywell that makes sense. Selling a put involves you committing to buying a stock. So if you cannot buy 100 shares of Honeywell, do not sell a naked put. I forbid you. Let's say somebody knows the company inside and out. They go to April. There is hardly any premium in those things, so not enticing. I'll give you an idea. I can go to September and say I will buy shares at 165 of Honeywell. Okay. So if I go to September, so I can sell puts at where the box is. You see that? And I'll say, I'll buy the shares down there. They will pay me today almost $200. Let's see how much money they want me to put aside for that trade. Again, that requires a lot of margin. And if you cannot buy the 100 shares, do not sell that. You know, they require $1,600 per contract sold, which isn't bad. That is somewhat efficient, but that's a lot of money. If I have a $10,000 account and I want to do that, that locks up a lot of my money. I wouldn't do that. So then you would modify the trade to do, okay, I'll sell a credit put spread. So you can sell the 165 put or the 170 put and buy the put below it. So now you reduce your money at risk by quite a bit. You almost cut it in half, almost, not quite. So 170, 160 September credit put spread is $100. So now you're getting 10% yield on the risk. I don't like that very well because it goes out to September. So you have to live through another earnings report. This rally back is fantastic. They are not willing to accept a defeat. Same period you can, but I don't love it. I don't want to tie up $900 to make $100 that long. I mean, it's not bad if you have a large account, but on a smaller account, I can do better. What do you think about a Disney short for the next 30 days is the question in private. Why don't you ask me that in public? It's nothing private. A Disney short. I mean, it's something. You'd be shorting the market. I liked it better at 116. It's a bearish harmonic that could get you to 104, 102, or 100 in the next few weeks. I don't mind it at all. Oh, Honeywell is splitting into three pieces? Then never mind. No touchy. No touchy. Yep, I don't do that. No touch. Credit call spread would work. Debit put spread would work. If I wanted to short Disney, I can sell a call or a call spread. I can buy a put or a put spread. I can do both. So I would sell a call spread for March, get some cash, buy a put spread for April, like a put diagonal. Buy it for April, sell it for February. This way, you're bullish short term, bearish long term. If you guys don't know what I said, I'll give you a visual. If I think that this stock is got resistance, look at the chart. It does. You see it? I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to copy it and move it forward. Then I can sell a call spread. I can buy a put spread. But the put spread doesn't have to be a put spread like this, vertical. It can be a diagonal. So I'll buy a put for April. And now that I own a put for April, I can sell another put against a shorter distance. I can sell the same put for February or lower, which is what I like. Now I have a diagonal. A put diagonal says, all right, I see you falling, but maybe not tomorrow. So I own the green one, and I sell the red one, and I sell the credit call spread. The red markers I sell. I sell this put, I sell this call spread, I buy this put. Now I'm short. Those two things are short. This one is a short put, which is bullish short term. Let's say the stock falls. I'm going to make money. This one wins. The credit call spread wins. This one wins. This one loses. Overall, I'm making money. One would imagine that anything inside the purple box is going to be resistance. If you bought the dip and you're still hanging on the calls, kudos, you have better conviction than me. But now you're walking into the area that was a problem where you couldn't hold your lunch. The blue green box is a problem now. Let's see if it does face a problem. You see how we have corrections based on headlines, whatever caused this dip, and they immediately react like nothing happened. They cover it all up and they react like nothing happened. And the crazy thing is that, like Ryan is saying, this rally is led by banks and Berkshire Hathaway, which is idiotic. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is not a bank, but look at them. They look identical. These are machines. I don't know what their plan is with these things. The fix was in weeks ago. I thought we were done with it. And then this is the idiotic one, Berkshire. And Berkshire is going into a prior fail. If you zoom out on Berkshire and you look left, you see that this has not been a friendly area to bulls. Yet they're buying it like it's candy. I will short it with extreme prejudice if it approaches the old highs, like 480 or higher. I will sell naked calls to December in size and pick a fight with it for serious. And I will defend it so I don't have to babysit it. But that's my plan with Berkshire. Currently, I have credit call spreads that I've paid, and one of them is just starting. So it's maybe green, maybe red. I haven't looked at it today. But they're out in time. I think I shared it with you. I'll check Amazon a little bit later. So again, if you're new here on YouTube, speak up. This is our first day doing it on YouTube that way. Oh, you guys are making comments. Could you go over levels of Tesla? Sure. I can mention them, AK. Who is Kennedy? RFK, the guy with the funny voice. Do I prefer SPY over QQQ options? They're both good. The SPY is more liquid. Tesla, I can tell you the levels on Tesla, so listen up and take notes. You don't need a chart. 374 plus or minus $2, extremely difficult to overcome this week, today. And you better hold 363. 374 versus 363. If you lose 63, you're going to 55 or 49. Okay? You might have a freak spike to 383. Take advantage of it and fix your problem child if you have them. 391 would be like exit longs, short-term comments. I'll repeat, 374 plus or minus $2 should be difficult. If you lose 363, you're going to go to 355 or 349.40 actually. So we'll go 350. Nice round number. On the upside, if by some miracle you get the 380, 82, or 88 or higher, you should exit your longs. Above that, you have clear sailing. Let's see if that can happen. We're talking about Tesla without me looking at the chart because I have it on a different chart. Okay, so I stopped talking. I can't talk all day. Hello, Jesus. Okay, 6 seconds apart. I mean, what? If we lose the bounce level that we just did, bears, strap on the feed bag. Let me rephrase it. If we lose that orange level below, um, $2 to $3 of downside from that level would come to fruition pretty quickly. That's a big if because they're willing to spike. I think we bounce one more time to try to get into the blue box. If not, they will defend the yellow line. If not, I don't think they'll even try to defend the 602.60. They'll just cut right through it. So there might be a bounce to the blue. And if they don't do that, I have a feeling they're going to test those dotted yellow lines. And if they lose it, they'll go whoosh to the 601 level, maybe lower. Let's see. Metal levels? Sure. Let's go to metal. Meta, high or higher? It seems that that is the trade on Meta. Yeah, I'm not so sure you need levels. What kind of levels are you looking for? How fast are you trading that thing? Okay, buy the dip into 676. That's what they would do. A better buy the dip is 640. Look at that. The earnings boxes are still alive. I guess that's bearish. This thing, if they continue buying the dips the way they are, I think it's going to 754, 750. So if you're long, short term, and you're trading it and you have runners and stops and all of that, you can ride it. It will move tomorrow with Amazon. So when Amazon reports tomorrow, it's going to move, react accordingly. Up or down, I'm not sure. Financially, the company is on rails. I think it's a scam, but nobody's going to short it for now. It's a total scam, all of it. Mike, I'm here because the audio is not working. Amazon tomorrow, tonight, but it's tomorrow's reaction when the market opens. So tomorrow, Meta will move with Amazon when the market is open. Yeah. I might make YouTube available on an ongoing basis, but for now, it is. I'm not announcing anything because the YouTube will cut me off every 5 or 6 hours. I can't remember. Maybe 4 hours even. Yeah. I use a software called EVMux in order to send that to YouTube, and the EVMux software, which is the best in the business, by the way, in case you don't know it. It has a limitation of 4 hours, or whatever the limitation is. I don't remember, 4 or 6 hours. If it's 6 hours, that's great. If it's 4 hours, it might be a pita. So now we have a bearish opportunity by losing 602.60, a bullish opportunity by taking out 604.25, 604.30. If we get into the green rectangle, they technically get to 605 or 605.20. Technically, you can short there. Versus them falling apart here, losing the yellow dotted line, and in the process, just blowing past the lows that they just placed. I don't know which one they will do first. I wouldn't bet on a higher high today, if you ask me, but I would not leave a credit call spread that won. Like if you took my credit call spread from earlier today, not this morning, earlier today, you won. You can probably close it for a nickel. You should. Remember how they closed yesterday. Yesterday you had won. It was a $10 close, so it was a dime to close. And if somebody didn't close it, they didn't win. They didn't lose, but they didn't win. They had to give it all back up at the bell. For the Discord, do we get access to your stream or only for the .NET members? It's a .com now. I bought the domain. So the Discord itself, if you're a member of the Discord, it does not give you a front door to the live room, because then I would be taking away business from Benzinga that way. The Discord is priced too cheaply for that. I put in 9 hours a day. I would be insulting myself and everybody in the room if I only make it $60 to get in there. So the Discord itself is justifiable to own all by itself. So if you haven't noticed, we have Raghu pitching in trades all day. We have Climber pitching in trades all day. They have extensive research sharing in there. Martin trades inside. A whole bunch of people discuss things. We have tools that we pay for. The TradyTix costs a lot to get in there and maintain. We have a support team in the background trying to work it. So the Discord itself is its own proposition. If you're a member of Benzinga, you have access to my live room. If you're a member of simplestocks.com, you have access to my live room. Oh, Heather, that is so nice. Yeah. Tom picked up on that. Listen, I've been there. I've been there. I'll tell you how crazy that is. So I made a quote earlier today. I said, when the you know what hits the fan, I guarantee you that you will not be able to close your credit put spread in time. I'll tell you a real story, Tom. You may have heard me, but other people have not. Back in the day, I promise you, I was short a credit put spread. So I sold 10 contracts on a credit put spread that was $5 wide. Made my $50. It was part of an Iron Condor. It was a Friday. There were no dailies. There were just weeklies and monthlies. It was a Friday. And then the stock market started falling. And then I noticed that we started falling pretty quickly. I was like, okay, here it comes. So I was like, I better close this thing. And it was like 9 cents, the quote. And the SPX trades in 5-cent increments. So you cannot close it for 9 cents. It may fill at 9 cents, but you cannot ask for 9 cents. So I said, I better throw a quote for 20 cents. So I threw a quote for 20. I said, I'm willing to buy it back for 20. So I just gave away $200. And it filled for a $1,500 credit. They filled me for $1.50, 1.5 credit. Thank you, Trade Monster. That was back in the day. I don't know how that happened, but I didn't look back. Somebody must have sent a market order or fat fingered something, and I was the recipient of it. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. Usually, when I do that, the thing would fill for like 13 cents, 14 cents. You're willing to pay 20. The bid ask middle is much less than that. You'll get something in between those two. I did not expect $1.50 credit. That was a crazy platform. Here's another story on that platform, which is why you should check your accounts multiple times a week, if not multiple times a day. I woke up owning a bunch of contracts on Chipotle. And back in the day, that was a hefty sum. I was like, whoa, I'm not going to say anything. I did not buy these. I did not sell these. There were no transactions in my history that show. They were just in my portfolio, a bunch of contracts. And 2 weeks later, they just disappeared. No email, no nothing. They just showed up and disappeared. I'm like, okay, good thing I didn't sell them. Then I would have been short. Let's see here. You're going to sign up? All right, Stockman, let's do this. Sign up. Who is Martin and Ragu? They all trained by you, Nick? No. Well, Martin has been in with me for a while, so he had his own skills and we blended styles. Ragu is his own man. Ragu's skills, if Ragu says I'm taking this trade, I will take it blindly. That's how much I trust him. Consider him a hedge fund. And so he does his own research. He writes up his own analysis every day. He suggests his own trades, and they're somewhat complicated, but anyone can explain them to you if you have a question about them. And then we have Mert Clymer. He's his own entity as well. His style and mine blend really well. He has his own homework. He writes up every day the market. He also shares trade setup. We each have our own styles. Martin tends to be super fast, like it would be like Ryan. You better know what you're doing there as well. Calvin, are you asking me for those? Lowe's and Burlington calls? Okay, well, I don't like either of those two companies. Burlington, maybe. Lowe's, let me check. I prefer Home Depot. Hatim, what is your question? I don't see a question. Calls here? Maybe. I would prefer a credit put spread. Earnings in 20 days. Make sure you don't trade the earnings. I don't like this candle right here. It tells me that if I buy calls, my best hope is $2 to $3 stops. I don't think they can do more. I don't like this one. But you might be trading faster. Are you? Yeah, definitely don't like calls on lows. Maybe closer to 255. I don't know. Burlington, that's a pretty big dip. So you can go long against today's lows, and that's it. If they lose today's lows, I don't know where they go. That's my comments on your question. I like the fact that you're going to March. That gives you some time to decide. Okay, so I have a credit call spread in JP Morgan, and it's under fire. And somebody's asking me, how do I treat it? Okay, so when I sent it out, I probably said something like, I'm taking this trade, and I would consider stopping out if the sold call delta goes above 0.35, and this is more than 0.35. We are at 0.5. 50%, because the price is at the call spread. So from here, I have a 50-50 chance of winning or losing. I haven't done anything with it because this is an all-time high. How do you defend it? Okay, if it's a large position, you can close part of it. That's how you defend it. You make it smaller. Or you buy calls naked, in which you say, if it goes higher, I'm making money at a faster pace than losing because the credit call spread has a maximum amount of loss. I haven't dealt with it yet. I didn't take a full size position. As I've told you many times this year and last year, I have not taken a full size position to start except to short the NASDAQ, and that's it. Anything that I cannot explain, I just nibble. So that's how I would defend it. I would either close half of it, close all of it, or buy a call to defend it until I decide. Right here, statistically, I'm at 50% odds with the buyer. If it doesn't rally and the bell rings, I lost nothing. If it drops and the bell rings, I won. And if it rallies above here, I may start losing money. So on paper, I am losing money. But if the bell rings, I haven't lost. If I remember correctly, it was 275, 280 credit call spread out to March. If it was expiring this week, I would have to deal with it. It's not. Also, I want to know when they go ex-div. Hopefully not anytime soon. They did it in January, thank God. So they're not due until early April, probably. So don't have to worry about that. So I haven't done anything with mine, but don't let my comfort with seeing a credit call spread go bad be uh, a thing you can say, well, he's not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I am worried about it, but I'm not doing anything about it. How do you pick 280? It's never been this high before. So where do you come up with the 280? Do you have an extension? Like is it a 113 Fibonacci level or something? How did you come up with 280? I don't have a level. This is an all-time high. I have no levels. It's in all. It can go wherever it wants to right now. My take is that how far can these financials go before somebody says, "Holy crap, this is too expensive." They're great companies. I'm just fighting with the stock. Let's see their price to book. That's what they usually value financials at. 2.3 price to book. This is the highest it's ever been on the quarterly. Let's go to annual. That's weird. Now it shows 2.7. It has been this high before. Guess when? At the end of 2021. Okay, so I'll go tweet that. I'm not a celebrity on Twitter, but I have I can put some eyes on it. So I wish I was a Kardashian at some time because then I can make my own money by tweeting something. You tweet, say, I'm short this, and suddenly you have millions looking at your tweet. And then it becomes a self fulfilling prophecy. That's how these famous people can never lose money. JP Morgan, nice breakout. At some point, someone will look at the price to book being I am tweeting my book, as they say. No. Zara Williams wants me to follow her. No. You can contact me. I'm not following anyone. You sound like a robot, actually. What is that? What are you showing me here? Would you think about an Iron Condor on Roblox? Iron Condor? Hell no. I don't sell a credit call spread after a 20% drop or whatever it is. I don't know why you would sell a call spread. I would not consider a credit call spread on a stock that just fell. Plus, do you want to tell me how much it pays? I always need that. What is my Twitter? Elon. This is impressive. They're able to get back into my blue box and purple box. Okay. Well, now they're attacking the second heaviest red candle on my screen. This one right there, which is basically my blue box. Let's see what they do with it. The mega caps seems to have recovered. There's always a freaking stock ready to pick up the slack. And there we go. But this is a look at it. They have more upside if they want it. They can get to 605 to 605.20 if these play ball. And I'm going to zoom out on the. You see how we lost the ledge on this group and that group and this group, and we're trying to get back into the ledge? There should be a schmut ton of resistance here, like a lot of resistance here. Short-term comments. Let's see if they respect it, or do they just plow right through it? All right, it's time to go check on some options. I first need to look at who's reporting tonight. ELF. Okay, so ELF might move TPR. Amazon, ELF, Cloudflare, Affirm. Those are important for the IWM tomorrow. Pinterest. Those are also, yeah, so tomorrow we might have a good move in the IWM. Okay, let me open up my spreadsheet. Thank you. Let us look at, we'll start with the biggest guy, Amazon. The implied volatility is 145. It's almost 5 times the normal. Woo-wee! Am I doing the math right? No. 4 times the normal. Depends on what section. Okay, so it's pretty high, relatively speaking. So they're pricing in like a $14 move, up or down. So it could go to 252, or could go to 222. That's what they're pricing in. Has a lot of support. Has some downside pressure. If I were to split it in half, I would say 228 is doable. They might spike, but I think they should fade after the spike. That's my guess. I'll verify in a minute. I have to check something else. There's a lot of money transacted today. They're interested in 240 and 230. 240 all week. Green. Green. I would say they're bullish on it, but I don't think it can rally a lot. So holding calls might be difficult. And if you do want to go with calls on Amazon, I would suggest you do call diagonal. Buy a call out in time. Yeah. Buy a call out in time. Anybody wants to bet up or down, let me know. I'll make a trade for you so I don't make it up for you. I don't have a bias. If anything, I think it needs to be around 227. You're bearish, you can take a put diagonal. So I'll give you a trade. You can go to February 28th. Buy a put at 230. Okay, I might change it, so don't start taking the trade. Sell a put at 217. That's too much. Sell a put at 220. That's too much. Sell a put at 222. Okay. You buy it at 230 for 28 days, or the 28th of February. You sell a put for this week at 222.5 or 225. You choose. If you do it at 225, you pay $350. If you do it at 220, you pay 222, sorry. The 222 would give you a diagonal that is pretty wide. Even if it goes to zero, you can still make a decent buck on it. And it's easier to manage in case they react lower. If you don't think they're going to drop a lot, you can move that put sold. Wow, to 227. That would break you even if they go to zero. But the cost of entry is only 270. I don't like that. I would like to pay more to have a wider spread. 222.5 is the narrowest I would do, and that is $400. I like that. You buy 228 expiration put at 230. You sell this week's 222 put. You pay $400 in total. So tomorrow, if it doesn't fall, you make money. If it falls a little bit, you make a lot of money. If it rallies a little bit, you don't lose money, you might make money. If it rallies a lot, you're going to lose money. Okay, you own shares of SMCI, you're underwater. I need more information. What is your break-even price on the stock? Okay, so that's the put diagonal. You buy 230, 228 put, sell 222.5, 27 put. Yeah, $400. That's the bearish bet. This being Thursday, you're going to wake up in the morning and it's going to play out or not at the open. So if you do an iron butterfly, which I can give you, you better be here at the open, before the open, in order to decide what you can do with it. And I'm not here to help you tomorrow, by the way. Oh, speaking of tomorrow, Climber, I'll text you the coordinate. Okay, let me go see the questions on YouTube. You're betting up, have 200 shares at 110 cost. That's a good cost price. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it. You can sell some covered calls if you own shares of Amazon. You don't expect it to fall, then you can sell a put higher than the one I chose, 225, and collect $50 more. Your price of entry would be 350, or you can just skip it altogether. Your SMCI trade entry is 64. Okay, let me check. I don't even know where it's at. Whew, yeah, there's nothing you can do except hope. You cannot sell a call that's going to bring you any money unless you're willing to let it go. So let me check on the options. They have earnings. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, if you take 15-day calls, if you sell calls for 15 days, you can collect $150 by selling the 42 call. You can collect $200 by selling the 39 call or the 40 call, which means you would get called away at a loss of $20 a share, thereabouts, 22. If that you're okay with that, that's fine. If you plan on holding them for a long time, I don't know if you are, but if you are and you go to May, you can sell the $48 calls and collect $4. So if it spikes through 60, you're out at 52, which means you would have lost $12 per share. If you plan on holding them for a long time, you can go to January of next year and sell the break even calls, which in your case would probably be, boy, you can't do it. Uh, 60, 67, 57. You sell the $57 call for January of next year, you collect $650. That will break you even. Thank you, Raghu. Is that thing worth longs, Enphase? Just the big picture comment. No, okay, good. I figured. Hi. All is well, thank you. Tony. Yeah. Well, that it would make it a bargain down there. Maybe you can sell a put down there and make money off of it at the risk of owning an okay stock for $50 or lower. I have to tell you that this close is super strong. So now we go into another freaking day that feels bearish, that isn't bearish. So we wake up tomorrow, them trying to buy the dip that never happened. The market is flattish green if we close here and not higher. And the feeling is that we fell because we had red ticks, but they bought the red ticks in 5 minutes. And now we're back to green. And tomorrow they will act like they're buying dips. At least the options picture looks normal. So they didn't close in the money on the calls. So far, we have 25 minutes to go. Hold your breath. So if I were to summarize today to someone that is not here, let's see if I can put it in words. I would say the Bulls showed strength today, but so far the score is flattish green. The IWM small caps are down minus what now? 0.5%. Since they don't have mega caps helping them. The banks are still on fire, and they are So I need to see what the premiums are for those trades I took earlier. I wonder if they're still there. Oh, I can't find my trading platform. There it is. My account is boring today. It was green earlier. Now it's boring again. So I'll stay in it. So who did we say we did? Roblox. So the Roblox trade now shows only 16 cents. Symbolic. Symbolic might still be available, if not better than before. Yeah, so I would not do that in Symbolic. I would do it lower. I would do 20, 17 and a half. If I haven't taken it, it's March, sell to open 20 put, buy to open 17 and a half put, collect 33. I'm here, I'm just not talking. They are pushing. They recovered the whole correction that happened. It took them a minute, though, a little bit longer than normal. MSTR, I'll check in a minute. How expensive are banks? I'd rather get into MSTR than banks. Wow, look at how tight that thing is. 356 tomorrow. I'd bet against it. I'll tell you that call. Why tomorrow? Why 356? Where do you get that number? If anything, if it loses 309, it goes to 285. If you lose 285, you go to 240, 230. That stock is going to come crashing down. Look at my arrows. That's my forecast. I have the same forecast for crypto. So if Bitcoin drops, this one's dropping. But here's the kicker. If Bitcoin does not drop, you lost a feed on YouTube? Why? If Bitcoin does not drop, this can still drop if the market drops. Weekly high level, but you randomly say it's going to go there? Why would it go there? Weekly high. Why not choose the... I mean, it's falling. Why would you think it's going to reverse? You don't even have immediate support. It's a support zone that extends through 307. Do you still see the feed on YouTube? Why would you lose that? Let me go check. I still see it. Someone confirm, please. Iron Butterfly, I can give you one, but you know, the Iron Butterfly is on Thursday to Friday. They're hit or miss. You either make a billion or lose it. Let's pick it up. Amazon. You may make money, okay? What did I say it wants to be at? 227? Can someone remember the numbers? I'll go check. 227, 230. So I would center it around 230. And they're looking to move 14, so make it $15 wide. You would collect 1030. So you are risking basically $500. If you want it narrower, so that the break-even point is 219.7 and 240. 219.7 and 240. If you do it 12.5 wide, you reduce your money at risk. You only collect basically 9.7. So you're risking $300. So 500 or 300. I like the $500 risk for the reason that it gives you a wider margin. I like the narrower one. It gives you a smaller money at risk. So it's up to you. I'm going to log the narrower margin one. Break even at that is 220.3 and 239.7. I don't know how you come up with these numbers. So you go to 127 low. What about the February low? You mean it's holding this, but you ignore this? Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. What if you zoom in closer? Um, I think if you lose today's low, you're going to test February's low. You're saying it's holding it well. Um, Held for now, not well. Held for now. Okay. But you're ignoring all of this. And you're ignoring this. You could bounce, but not to the 356 level. How about dealing with 340? How about dealing with this green line, which I did not draw, 343? So you could bounce, but you need a miracle. It's an easier trade to do a credit put spread. Golly, I just want to smash my laptop when I see this bullcrap rally late in the day. And now we are inside the calls. So forget my statement earlier. I said, hey, at least now they're respecting the calls. The call wall. No, they're in it. They're knee deep in it now. We're $10 into it, $5 to $10. Another dollar up on the SPY, and then you would have all kinds of downside pressure. They need to stop here. I don't think they will, though. I think they're taking another dollar, so we may close above the gosh dang purple box. That's what I mean. We have a correction that lasts 3 minutes. Let's see, 15 seconds. These are 30-second candles. 10 minutes. They take no time recovering. And not only do they recover, they just blow past it like it's not there. And now we have another green day. If you take out 6106.25 on the ES, you have $25 to $32 of upside from there. I'll rephrase. Overnight, we had a spike to 6106 on the ES. That's the futures contract on the SPY, the S&P. They're not there yet. They're at the point of control for today, which is a high point of volume, should be resistance all by itself. But if they keep plowing through and they take out the highs of the pre-open, 6106, they create a potential upside that you can measure. The measured move can be basically $2 to $3 in the SPY, which would put you at that 607 plus zone we talked about. They can do that today if they wanted to. And of course, they can do it overnight. A lot of it, oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. A lot of it will depend on what they do with the Amazon reaction. Look at this. This is just no words. No words. Like they cut through the heaviest volume, the things that scare them the most, like it's not there. They almost like gap over it. That's how excited they are to buy the dip. This is freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious. It is a rigged game to a high level right now until something breaks, and then all the rigging will go out the window. It's going to be something along the lines of Volmageddon. If you don't remember what that was a problem that imploded a lot of liquidity providers, where something broke out of the blue that blew up the casinos. Until then, the casinos are going to try to rob us silly by doing this ridiculous thing right here. What they just did, that dip and that rally today, the dip down to 602.8 and the rally back to where we are, it is so contrived that the people doing it need to be punished by something out of their control. So it's not going to be easy. This is going to continue to happen until something breaks. Well, very rarely, because they bail each other out. Very rarely. They'll come to each other's rescues. But this bullcrap price action doesn't bother me at all, pocket-wise. It bothers me a lot emotionally because I see people that are out there trading just losing their asses, and they still in it. because they listen to the people that are screwing them and they say, thank you, may I have another? Oh boy. There's nothing like hoping, Stockman. Great strategy there. But at least you got the momentum on your side. Well, Sim, I sent a write up, and the write up is that the ones I took were too aggressive because the stock must have fallen further. So I'll tell you the ones I took. I would have, if I had started it now, I would have gone lower. Symbolic, I took 22 and a half and 20. I sold the 22 and a half put for March. You can go lower and collect a decent amount. The mine now shows $60. I collected 41. So I'm already in the hole there. But if you were here, you would have heard me say that my intention is to own shares. So I'm not worried that it's red because, in fact, I want it to fall so that I can sell my protective put for a profit, and then I own the shares thereafter. So, but if somebody's doing a credit put spread for the sake of a credit put spread, they need to go lower. They have the opportunity to go lower. They don't need to. MSTR does not report today. Do they? No, they already reported. You guys need to get your facts straight on that stock. I show the next earnings report is in 89 days, so they reported already this week. My God, this gosh dang market. So this here, this orange line, that's where they crashed in December 18th. The market fell hard, 3 to 4%, 2 to 4%, December 18th. We fell lower on December 20th after a dead cat bounce. The S&P has gone higher to the other orange line above me, 127. If you tell me today they're going to blow past the 127 call as well, oh my God. I mean, just buy god dang call and just call it a day. This is just full blown insanity that they do this stuff right here in 10 minutes. All this. Nothing has changed. We're still dealing with the same fundamentals, the same opportunities, the same thesis, the same president, the same Fed, the same this and the same that. It just is look, it's system wide because it's not just mega caps, it's these guys as well. I have no words. So something happened in the middle of the day to spook the buyers for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And after that, they said, hey, that was stupid. In fact, we love it even more now. Let's go. And then make a higher high. And guess what? We just crossed that 6106 level on the ES. So put on the feedback for the bulls. We're going to 61, 20, 30, 40, and 50 on the ES. So we're going to 607, 8, 9, and 10 unhindered based on that logic. Unless Amazon tomorrow comes out with a stinker, reaction tomorrow noon, we'll find out in about 20 minutes whenever Amazon reports this afternoon. We'll get an idea of what they want to do. I tell you this, if the Amazon reaction is up, God help the bears tomorrow, we're going to go ballistic. So my note this morning was for the bears, make sure your account can absorb short-term spikes. And for the bulls, I forgot what I said, but it's something along the lines of respect the downside potential, which they don't. I bet you nobody listened to that. They don't have a reason to, because we're going higher at every corner. Where was the credit call spread I mentioned earlier? I forgot what level. To prove a point that you need to close winners whenever you have them in this market. 60.90. Oh, it's still winning. Why is it still $80? We're going higher. We have 3 minutes and it's still $80? No, that can't be. No, it isn't. That's my quote. Never mind. It won. Miracle, they didn't blow past it at 60.90. It's a miracle. Well, Heather, that's in hindsight. Maybe next time. I have covered this, but what are the options saying about Amazon earnings? A little bit lower, John, my guess. But do you believe that in this environment? I find that hard to believe. I mean, if they can rally a crappy report like TPR and IBM to high heaven, a good report from Amazon should be a no-brainer rally. But the options suggest that a rally will go against the options. So, what do you mean levels for MSTR? Yeah, I can cover levels from MSTR. Here's what you do. You buy gosh dang calls. That's all you do. No. On MSTR, you need to hold that low from early February, that earlier part of February. If you lose 308, I think it's in deep trouble, and you have several levels below that. For now, people are expecting bumps, so if it rallies into 342, I would be out of my calls. Anything above 342 for the short term is difficult for the stock. If you clear 352, you have room to run. So 352, good job, and above. 342, I would exit my longs if I'm a trader. If I'm an investor or a trader, I should pay attention because losing 308 could have some severe repercussions of lower lows and lower highs that might launch something bad. But in this environment, bet up, you'd be safe. Safer bet than betting down. If you're shorting MSTR, you better do it through selling calls or call spreads. Don't sell naked calls on MSTR unless you're doing them way out in time, way above current price. MSTR is very volatile. And the problem with it, it is not a P&L story. Yeah, it's not like how much money it makes and how profitable it is. It's a talking point on a very volatile asset that is in the hands of a very public figure. The guy, the CEO, Michael Saylor, he moves markets on crypto, and he controls his company's own destiny by being so bullish with his words. Which again, they need to. Hey, you're welcome, Heather. They need to muzzle him to a degree, but you can't. He's a CEO. It's not like he's betting on his own company's stock. He's invested all in just by the nature of the business he's in. So you can't muzzle a CEO unless he's actually trading his own stock. So the CEO can come out and say all kinds of bullish things about his own company. I don't think he'd be breaking rules. Okay. Amazon, what time? What time? Earnings. Go now. 3%, not a big deal. If you own that debit put diagonal, you want the market to open right here and now. This market, man. It is hilarious. I love it when they report right after the bell. Microsoft does it, Amazon does it, but not Apple. No, no, no. Apple likes us to wait 25 minutes because it's so important. Not so. They gave it all back up. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Like everybody bought calls. 15 minutes later, their calls are dead. And here's the scary part, folks. If you have a 605 put for today that you bought, you need to go in and close it right now because A, you're making money, and B, if you don't close it, you will be assigned short the SPY for tomorrow morning. If you own the 605 put or the 604 put for today, if you bought it, not sold it, if you sold it, of course you need to close it. If you bought it, you have 15 minutes to get out of it because you will be assigned something nasty for tomorrow morning. Please, please, please pay attention. 604, 605. Hell, I would do it at the 603 level. Even the 603 put, if you own it, close it. It's probably 2 cents. Just don't let them screw you tomorrow morning. Please, please, please. Okay, so Amazon is down 5%. People are going to say, "Can I buy the dip?" And I'm going to say, "Hell no, unless you're trading." So this dip brings us back to a week ago. Not even if they open here, that's less than a week ago. That's 3 days ago's level. Nice work, Tom. 3 days ago, we were at this level. And now people say, "Oh my gosh, I got to buy this dip." Like, what dip? Zoom out. Show me the dip in this stock at 229, where the thin blue line is. That stock hasn't even started falling. When it comes down to 196, now we have a dip. 202, now we have a dip. Here, no dip. I will gauge risk appetite by how Amazon opens tomorrow. If it opens right around here, it'll be meh, okay. If it opens at the lows or 225 or lower, now I'm starting to believe that they're coming to their senses. If we open green, stay long. Short term, keep buying dips. We're going to the moon as much as they can before something breaks. Healthy, yeah, but I would not call that a pullback, is what I'm trying to tell you. This is just 3 days ago levels, a week ago. Look left. It's higher than 4 days ago, 3 days ago. This is not a pullback by any means. Okay, we're coming back with these expectations things. Who cares if the expectations were beat? I can guarantee you these expectations are low. Let me go. How much did they? What was their first of all? What was their sales? Give me the number of their sales, the top line, the dollar amounts. Forget the expectations. And what were their sales? Total sales, just revenues. Yeah, Heather. Tomorrow's puts. No, you're fine. It's for today's. 188. Thank you, Mihir. 188 billion, and they just reported fourth quarter. So I'll go to fourth quarter of last year. All right. So they made 20 billion, actually 18 billion above their 170 from last year. That's what I would call the actual metric that matters. Okay. A 10% increase in sales is barely double digits. And if I remember correctly, the last one they had was barely under double digits. It's not bad. It's not bad. They grew double digits. They can say that. Basically, roughly 9 to 10 to 11% sales. When you tell me they beat expectations by 25% on the bottom line, that makes it a gigantic beat. And it isn't. It's just double digit growth. I don't even consider looking at earnings for this company yet because it's still growing fast. So if it's a little bit less profitable than last quarter, I'm okay with that. So you gave me a number of 1.6. I would have to translate it into whatever that is, but it doesn't concern me because it is still a growth company. A company that size that can still grow double digits, that's impressive. They keep reinventing themselves. So this report is not bad, and the stock is falling. That's because the stock is at all-time highs and the expectations are out of whack. We'll see where it opens tomorrow. It will affect the mega caps. Clearly, it will affect the QQQ because it's heavy with mega caps, although not as much as the SPY, which is pretty bizarre. Huh. All right, so that's a little bizarre. There's another conundrum for you. Why is the SPY affected more than the QQQ, or at least seemingly so? Let's double check the same time frame. Nope, about the same. Okay, so we closed plus 0.3%, logged another win. Meanwhile, 2,000 stocks are down 0.5%. The small caps are still the easiest short in general. The Nasdaq have been the most fruitful short. I cannot wait for the Nasdaq to spike again so I can relay and reset a huge trade for the summer. I did that last quarter and the quarter before it. I did it for this quarter. It's already played out. I need another large one in order to reset my summer. I'm breaking my income for the last year and a half in quarters. You can put goals on a daily basis. You can put goals on a weekly, monthly basis. I've found my schedule to be best if I manage them a quarter at a time. This way I can put sizable orders with conviction and be able to manage them relatively easily. I will share the next one when I enter it. I don't have one. I have one on, but okay, but that doesn't matter. Surge is 19%. That is a headline from CNBC. Surges from what? What was it last quarter? You guys are reading headlines. Do what Raghu does. Deep dive into it. Don't read the headline and take it. They use terms in the headlines to send a message, to elicit emotions, to grab eyeballs. Nobody's going to read a headline that says AWS was 19%, which is just about last time or a little bit less. They will say surges. So then you would click on that headline. They will say, here are the 5 reasons that you would want to check out the. They have to hook you. So do a dive. Don't read the headlines. So before you say surges, verify that that's a surge. Like, what was it last time? Compare AWS now to last time. I have only but the best interest for all of you in here, Daniel. I speak all day, so my tone fluctuates from excited to calm. Everything I say in here is for your best interest, and I have the best of intentions. I promise you, it doesn't affect me one way or another, but it does hurt my feelings if somebody gets caught up trading a headline that is absolutely garbage. I have extreme, extreme negative bias against the media because I used to be paid by them and I know how they operate. And they use words to elicit emotions out of you. And then you end up acting on them. So if somebody reads a headline that says the AWS surges 19%, now they have it in their head that it's doing amazing. Later, Tony. So you behave in a manner that may or may not be appropriate. If I had time, I would go figure out what that 19% actually means. In fact, let me try to go get it. If you own a debit call spread, that strategy may not work. I mean, you could do it, but I'm not. I'm going to say no because it's complicated. I know how to do it, but it's complicated. I don't know how wide it is. I don't know how you can withstand shorting a call after that. I mean, you can short a stock if it's a stable stock. I don't know which ones you're talking about. So, what were the Amazon? Maybe I get lucky with the AWS. I'm asking AI. Okay, so they've been growing year over year. It's been, let's see here, 2024. Okay, 19%, 19%, 17%, 13%, 12%. According to AI, Surge's 19% is no change. That's what they've been doing. So my initial instinct was correct. The surging 19% is nothing new. That's what's been going on. So if you think that that's good news, it's not bad news, but that's what's been going on. Tom, this is a manipulated market, heavily manipulated market these days. So good luck, nice luck on that. Just a firm spiking. Somebody saying, okay, so let's look at a firm. A firm will positively affect the IWM. Maybe. Let's see if it can hold its greens. If not, you can short that high tomorrow. So I'm going to put a firm on my to-do list. I'm working tomorrow. The room. Okay. Um, You see that? If not up here, then down there. So they hit the target down below. So these two orange dots, the comments from before, I said, if not up here, then down there, 65. So they came close to that dotted orange line. They definitely came close to the red line, red arrow. And now they're trying to do the opposite. So here's the take on my take on a firm. This long wick that they left behind, that's the target of the breakout that they just earned recently. If they don't hold that green, they screwed themselves because technically they've satisfied that the high poke of it, which is the opposite of my red arrow. What I'm saying is that this dip and this rally have been satisfied by losing. This is a breakout. The target of that breakout is about that height. So tomorrow they need to revisit that, and I think it's shortable up here. I have to read the report. If they're growing like gangbuster, I wouldn't argue with it. Though I still have time to check CLSK levels. Yeah, the day report. Is that Clean Spark? Not an obvious entry point. You can see how they're selling it above 1110. So anything above 1110, I would be an exit. If you hold it for an investment, then that's fine. You don't need charts. You might get lucky and it goes to 1150 or 60, but then you look left and that's a problem. So I'll revisit the statement. I'll say as long as it's below 12, it's a sell the rally mode. Anything above 1110 is a struggle until you clear 1210, 1220. Does that work? That was for Clean Spark. Anything else moving on Amazon's move? Not Nvidia, not a peep from Nvidia. Microsoft, no. Okay, I gotta go or mute myself. All right, I have to go. Don't too late, Rabia. Too late, Rabia. Thanks for trying out YouTube, folks. Maybe we'll do that more often. We'll see how that works out. Today we did it by necessity. I appreciate you testing it with me. Thank you. Ruffled some feathers. Ruffled some feathers. You're welcome. All right. I'm going to end the broadcast on YouTube and hang up so I can go downstairs. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. I will open the market tomorrow, but I'm going to hand it over to Clymer shortly thereafter. You guys know him. He's amazing. You're going to love it. Hopefully somebody else will pitch in to help him out because he needs to trade and make a living as well. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Don't sweat the trades overnight. It is what it is. You're not going to be able to trade it. So